That's the way it was done originally by the one and only Fatso Domino. Years later, a guy named Dave Edmonds did it the same way, and it became a hit all over again. It's now 8:43. 8:43 at WIBG. Breakfast with the Birds.
A man who leads a life of danger.
Show. You know, Sesame Street, it's on television, Channel 12, like 20 hours a week here in the Philadelphia area. But they have a music division. And it's an amazing thing when you start taking a look at various sales with the majors, RCA, Columbia, Capitol, etc. And the type of artists like Kiss, Queen, up until his death, even Elvis Presley and the Beatles revival albums, etc. And then you start comparing them with the type of albums that are selling by people like the Cookie Monster and Kermit the Frog and Big Bird. These are superstars to the toddlers, you believe that, and how that product does sell. And basically what I've been involved in, running in and out of New York, is creative merchandising, more or less. And from time to time, we'll talk about that to tell you another facet, more or less, as far as the record and music business is concerned. Partly cloudy, warm, humid today, a high of 85. Tonight there's a chance of thunder showers, low 65 to 70, 71 right now. And like we said before, if you're planning a picnic today, a barbecue, you know what you ought to do? We've got a great big grassy plot right here at 117 Ridge Pike in Lafayette Hill, and you're welcome to use it. I didn't ask management, but what do I care? What are they going to do, fire me, right? So if you're in the area and you want to have yourself a picnic, come on out. We'd love to have you. Bring your six-pack, your barbecue, your hot dogs, and just sit on the grass, turn on your transistor, and rock and roll your cares away. It's now 7:38. 7:38 at WIBG.
Only one weekend left. Only one weekend remains for Jersey Department of Transportation Seashore.
Go, go! WIBG Radio 99. Sure!
Go slow, baby. If you got to make a fool. It's now 7:41. 7:41. This is WIBG. Breakfast with the Bird. Joe Niagara, good morning to you. Partly cloudy, warm, humid today. Headed for a high of 85. So what you got to do, thunder showers in the forecast for tonight. Get your barbecuing over early. This, the last weekend of the summer season. Some of the phone calls we've received have asked about people that have been connected with WIBG in some way, shape, or form. And what we'll try to do from time to time is mention one of those names of the past and more or less induct them into the WIBG Hall of Fame. One of the names asked about, Frank X. Feller. He is now a general manager in radio at a local radio station on the FM end of the dial at WYSP. That is Frank X. Feller, the guy that used to be on at 10 o'clock every night. And if I recall, he had the Frogmen doing Underwater as his theme. Does that answer it for you? All right, we got the Brothers Righteous.
There's a lot I want, a lot of things that I'd like to be. But girl, I don't foresee.
Another one we got to get to by the Brothers Righteous is You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. Boy, you hear those guys and you think of one show, Hullabaloo. Remember that one with Jimmy O'Neill? The time right now, 7:45. 7:45, this is WIBG. You're having Breakfast with the Bird all of this week, 6 to 12 noon. At 12, you've got Heisky O'Rooney, McBowdy O'Zoot. And tonight, the Geeter with the heater, Jerry Blavitt, as we have the WIBG Wake. But we're making it a great big party. Everybody's invited. Spread the word from the Bird. Tell everybody you know. Because we're going to act like it's the 50s, the 60s, and even the early 70s. All over again. For this holiday, partly cloudy, warm, humid today. A high of 85 tonight. A chance of thunder showers. Low 65 to 70, 71 degrees right now. The numbers that you use to call WIBG, 263-7120 and 590-0660.
He's our Casper, Joe
Reading police are looking for 2 men after a weekend kidnapping murder. 2 people were shanghaied, knifed, and tossed over a bridge. Dead is 37-year-old Josek Galak and 35-year-old Francis Doors in satisfactory condition at Reading Hospital. Good morning. It's 71 and cloudy at 7:51. This is Richard Hunt, WIBG News.
A white policeman caught in a compromising position with a 15-year-old black girl in South Africa was given a 6-month suspended sentence yesterday for violating the country's ban on interracial sex. The officer denied the charges. He claims he was searching for drugs. The whole incident took place in a funeral parlor. Wally Hines, WIBG News.
Do you remember WIBG? That story next on WIBG.
Martha
An institution is about to pass into history, WIBG. What do you remember about WIBG?
When I was in high school, from around 1961, my sophomore year on up into my first 2 years in college, I used to run dances. I went to Gloucester Catholic, and I can remember waiting to get the top 99 sheet, and I used to go over to Philly, a place that it's not there anymore, at Ace and Market. I used to buy the records there for the dance, but waiting to get that top 99 sheet, everybody swore by that, and everybody had one in their book, and that's when, that was before albums really got big, and that's the year I went through. I can remember somebody coming up to me when I was running the dance as a kid. I think I was a senior at the time, or my freshman year in college. And he was telling me about this new group he just heard on WIBG, and he said they have an animal-sounding name, or a bug-sounding name. I said, "Well, that's the Beatles." I said, "Oh my God, you got to be kidding! Who would have a name like that?" The names I remember were the Mystics or the Emeralds or something like that. They were names, but then we got all the different names, so to speak. But
that's about all to fade away.
The thing I remember about WIBG is highlight from 6 o'clock at night till 10 o'clock at night, and Joe Niagara from getting up at 6 in the morning till 10 in the morning, and listening to also Frank Excel from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. in the morning, and all the weather reports, and mostly Joe Niagara and High Lid.
What do you remember about WIBG? After the news, call us at 247. WIBG will put you on the air. That's 247 WIBG. Hurricane Babe is continuing on a northward course to the Gulf of Mexico, threatening the Louisiana coast. Winds 75 miles an hour, pushing rising tides ahead of the storm. Residents of the coastal areas from Louisiana's Vermilion Bay to the mouth of the Mississippi River are being advised to evacuate. Weather officials say there's also a chance of a few tornadoes this morning over southern Louisiana and the extreme southern portions of Mississippi and Alabama, as well as parts of the Florida Panhandle. Officials say 5 people are dead and the 6th is missing after a brutal 3-boat collision near Houston last night. The high-speed accident involving 3 large pleasure boats occurred about 15 miles.
WIBG Radio 99 with sports in action.
All action as Cincinnati did them in 5-2. Pittsburgh had the same fate, beat by L.A. to score 8-2. St. Louis over San Francisco 8-2 the score. Chicago over San Diego 2-1. Houston 7, Montreal 1, Atlanta 7, New York 5. Here's a WIBG reminder. Senior Adults for Greater Adventure is now collecting new and used quality clothing. You can help by calling 646-6400.
WIBG's weather break. Go, go!
Partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunder showers by late afternoon and evening. High about 85 today under cloudy skies. Low tonight about 65 or 70. 68 now in Norristown. 71 degrees at WIBG. This is Richard Hunt.
In those records, here we go. Here comes Niagara. Here comes that Joe. It's bright and so right. Radio 99. Niagara calls with music. Just with you. The latest, the greatest, and time and temperature too. So here comes Niagara. And here we go. In those records, let's go, Joe. Here goes Niagara for another show.
The
the type of things we're getting requests for above and beyond various records, which we'll try to get to as soon as possible, are the type of things we used to say on the air, like with a record by Shades of Blue, Oh How Happy. We would introduce it with lines like, this is truly a contender to grab the entire watermelon. I can just see a kid about 14 years old saying, what is that nut talking about? It's 7:59. 7:59, this is WIBG. You got Breakfast with the Bird. Joe Niagara right up until 12 noon. Then High-Ski O'Rooney. It's partly cloudy, warm, humid today, a high of 85. Thunder showers tonight, so get in your barbecue early. And if you care to, you are permitted to use our back lot. A great, big, beautiful, grassy plain at 117 Ridge Pike. Bring your six-packs, your vino, your hot dogs, your barbecue, and who knows, we may all get together and rock and roll for the next 1,000 years.
WIBG, Philadelphia.
Good morning to you. 8:02 at WIBG's. You have Breakfast with the Bird. 71 degrees in WIBG land. Joe Niagara right up until high-ski time. One of the all-time faves when you talk about WIBG has to be the Beach Boys.